Hey guys, welcome to eBikes channel. So today I'm gonna do a retest after some adjustment to the wheel. As you can see, I actually removed the rear fenders. I'll explain why. I did adjust also the fork fenders and stuff. I moved to the front. It's actually listed in the assembly, but I think I still need to put one more washer over here, because looks like this bolt still hitting right here, and I thought it's bottom out, but it looks like it's still hitting this when I trying. So I'm gonna put more washers so I can move, otherwise I would have to cut the bolt or just get another bolt I have. About the rear wheel, what happened when I did review video, I have about 20 psi I checked on the front, and rear was around 15 psi. Currently I have about 29 psi on the front and about the same on the rear. The maximum is 30. But the issue I had before, I removed the fenders because what I did, I moved the wheel back. But issue I had before, as you can see the space right there, the small pieces which are useless, I can basically just remove all of them, was touching the swing arm. I didn't like it. It was making like rubbing noise, and in order to avoid that, I have to deflate to 15 psi. But deflating to 15 psi, it's reduced the speed, I think. And I got only 42 miles an hour. Today we're gonna do a retest. That's reduced the speed, so now it's more pressure in the tires. I still planning just to remove this. They are actually useless. You don't need them. It's just part of the tire production. Also, I moved all the way back. I need to align the tires well, deflated, align a little bit, but I was too lazy on the review video to do that. So what I did today, I move about half an inch back. By moving back, it sit down, so it's more space over there, as you can see, but it's a little bit more in danger position. Also, when I move the wheel back, the brakes touching, it's not perfectly, so the braking power will be not as good. Also, the fender would be a little bit also on the way. What I noticed, since this swing arm have full linkage suspension, when you move, the rear rack move with the fender. Basically, the fenders move. How do you explain? Yeah, because it's attached right here. So basically, the rear part would touch the wheel. So I just remove it for the experiment right now. Hopefully, it will stay in place. Hopefully, I will not crash. Because it's really dangerous what I did right now. On this side, it's all the way back as well, but I might just put it back here as it was. There's no people really complain about this, it's just me, because tire was deflated. When you inflate it, you have to make sure all accurate, like align and sitting very straight, otherwise you might rub around here. It just maybe my swing arm is a little bit defective, like bent when they manufacture it. That's maybe one of the reasons as well. But so far, I mean, it's not really a big deal. At 15 psi, no issue, but the speed was not as high. So now we're gonna go for a test, same procedure, and see what's the top speed based on GPS. I did not really go to the system to change the wheel diameter for a few reasons, and one of the reasons, I just want to make sure the speed, it will not affect on the speed, but at the same time I didn't have time to figure out how to do that. It should be pretty simple in settings, but I didn't do that, so I will do it later on. It's not really important because I rely on GPS only. So let's go for a ride and see how the bike will perform now. Alright, so now we're gonna test the speed. Wow, actually it's good acceleration, much quieter now, because I think it was still touching the rear wheel a little bit, but it was not as loud, so it was just about touching this. Not really problem for some people, but because the air pressure different, it will give you different speed. I will check with the GPS now and to see how fast on this block. I think we got top speed 40 miles, so let's go see how fast I can go now. It's 43 now. 36, 38, 39, 40, 41. So it gave me a little bit more speed, and I will go around here to test again. And the BeeCool told me they're gonna make not only cadence sensors, they're gonna in the next batch or whenever they're gonna upgrade it, it's gonna be cadence sensor and torque sensor switchable, which is great. So it will be much better pedaling experience. So let's see. Also, I'm sitting very straight up. This makes a big difference on the speed as well because of the wind resistance. Oh wow, it's actually windy today. So today a bit more wind, and we're gonna probably take it to the hill as well to see if it can climb better speed wise. And I had about 97% battery, so I charged full again. Actually, the discharge of the battery was not bad. Based on my experience, it was 93 when I left. When I came back, was like around 80, I think, 3 or 80. So it was not a lot actually after riding like 6 miles total. So it was not bad. Okay, let's go. $32, $35, $37. Let's see if I do more. Wow, it's windy today. $40, $41, $42, $44, $43. Yeah, definitely faster. 44 was the top speed. So yeah, I'm gonna do one more time here. It's a little bit windy, but also I'm sitting straight up. I'm a big guy, so I'm 215 pounds. All right, so 44 was the top speed so far, and that's another proof that if you like the person, you're gonna get like 45 probably easy. Also, they told me it's only me, and I checked with other people. They don't have this issue with the rear tire. They put up to like 29, 25 psi, no problem at all. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move back and just remove this side rubber pieces, like extra whatever came from factory. Also, I'm gonna realign the tire, reseat the tire, so it will be more perfect straight, and then just should be fine, and put the fenders back. Actually, pretty torquey bike. The suspension is good, but I notice like not now when I'm riding on the flat, hitting like small bumps, okay, but when I'm going from the curbs, the front bolt need to be cut or readjusted. That's what I'm gonna do next, but I'm not sure if it will bottom out or not, this fork, but I was told they're gonna upgrade the fork as well with more adjustable fork. So this is the first batch, and I'm not gonna tell you that, oh, they must be perfect, because I reviewed many first batches bikes from bigger brands, from many brands. Anytime the first batch always have some issue. Some of them smaller, some of them larger issues. And I think this
just the way they do. I'm not sure why they do this way. It's not supposed to be like this. They're supposed to, and you can hear the rear. Oh, actually, it's front. They're supposed to do like testing before um, mass production, and I can easily see over 3300 peak now. 3315, 24. So, and I have about 87% battery. So the reason I want to do the test for the hill to see if it's climbing fast or not. I think it was 50 miles an hour the top speed on the top. Let's see if it'll go 16. The peak power I saw just right now over 3300. And they're also planning to do something with controller, I guess. Let's see. So far 21. So BeeCool are cool and they will do improvement to this bike. So probably in the next batch or in the 2 batches from now, it will be amazing. Nope, it's still 15, actually even less, 15 miles an hour. Sorry, actually 13, 12, even less. Wow. Because probably I was riding non-stop here with faster speed. And the controller most likely a little bit get warm up. When there's warm up controller motor, they usually reduce the power. But so far so good. The brakes actually the rear one. Yeah, it's effect on the, but yeah, it will affect on the rear braking right now. You can see it's not really stopping much. So I will do adjustment back. I'll put the tire, wheels, everything as it was before. But I was curious to see if it can go faster. This front braking. Yeah, when I hit really hard front, I'm 215 pounds. I can, it's hit the, but if you light a person, you probably will not have this issue. But again, I recommend to make sure when you install it, so the front bolt will not interface with the fork. I don't think there's any ways to change the position of this bracket, but the way they show on the video, like installation, the front headlight, everything should be from the front. So if you do exactly what they say, you will not have this issue probably. I got used to install behind. I don't know, I like behind to install behind the handlebar. In this case, it's just better on the front mounting. Versus to behind the mounting, what I usually install. That way the bolts will be shorter. But again, longer bolts better than shorter bolts because you can always cut off or just put washer on the front, do it. So far, I guess just small alignment and small like fitting needed. But other than that, the bike actually pretty good. The speed wise, they told me after the numerous testing, the whatever they said before 50 miles an hour, it's probably only realistically good if you weigh like 100 pounds, 120 most likely. But if you weigh like me, 250 and 200 pounds, you're gonna get about between 43 to 45 miles an hour. Depending on how much air pressure you're gonna put in the tires. The pedaling is gonna be need to, like up to 25 miles an hour. Okay, after 25 miles an hour will be ghost pedaling. If you want to see full review video, check the link below. Other than that, the bike actually pretty good build. Just need some improvement, and that's what they're gonna do it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully, if you have any issue, please comment below. Let me know what kind of issue you have with this bike. So far, the motor works good. Have no issue going up hills and high speed. Like most of the bicycle, after 1 or 2 try on this hill, will have problem with the motor or controller. So far on this bike, no problem whatsoever. And if you want to buy it, check the link below. I'll have $50 off on any BeeCool bike, and they do have amazing sales right now on the 750 watt motors, which is like under $1,000, a really good deal, full suspension. And I'll see you guys in the next video.